Hello, everyone. I'm Barbara, and I've always loved finding creative ways to reuse items around the house. Today, we're discussing upcycling projects, which is a passion of mine. Welcome to our conversation about turning old things into new treasures. Maya, could you explain a bit more about upcycling projects?
Of course, Grandma. Upcycling is the process of transforming old or unused items into something new and useful, often with a creative twist. For example, turning old mason jars into decorative lanterns or using pallets to create garden furniture. It's not just about recycling, it's about adding value and creativity to the items we already have.
When I was young, we didn't have a term for upcycling, but we certainly reused items out of necessity, especially during the Great Depression era in the 1930s. Nowadays, it's a creative and environmental choice.
That's right, Mom. During my childhood in the 60s and 70s, we started seeing more disposable items, but we still held on to a lot of the reuse mentality. Now, there's a shift back towards sustainability, which is wonderful.
Mom, what was it like when you were my age?
Well, Maya, in the 80s, under Reagan's administration, we were just beginning to understand the environmental impact of our actions, but upcycling wasn't as mainstream as it is now. It's great to see how much it has evolved.
Grandma, what about you? How did people approach reusing things back then?
During the Eisenhower administration in the 50s, there was a post-war boom, and people were more focused on new consumer goods. But households like ours still found ways to be resourceful. If we had access to modern upcycling ideas and tools back then, I think it would have sparked even more creativity in our communities.
Definitely, Mom. Having the internet and platforms like Pinterest would have made a huge difference. We relied on magazines and word of mouth for ideas.
I can't imagine not having online tutorials. It's so easy to find inspiration now.
Yeah, great-grandma, did you have any sources for ideas back then?
We mostly shared ideas within the community or learned from family. It was a lot more hands-on and experiential. Upcycling has many merits, like reducing waste and saving money, but it can be time-consuming.
True, Mom. It's also a great way to teach kids about sustainability. However, finding the right materials can sometimes be a challenge.
Maybe we could create a local swap group for materials, which would make it easier to find what we need and share what we don't.
That sounds like a great idea, Mom. Also, workshops could help people learn new techniques and get inspired.
In summary, we've discussed how upcycling has evolved from past practices to a creative and environmental movement today. We compared the resourcefulness of the past with the wealth of information and ideas available now. Thanks to Sarah, Maya, and Evelyn for sharing your insights.
Thanks, everyone. It's been a wonderful discussion.
Thank you to everyone who joined us today. Keep finding creative ways to reuse and upcycle in your own lives. Until next time, happy upcycling.